So Purdue's kicker headed to the football to start this 2026 season. On the move from inside his 5. Not a lot of space to be found. Good hustle by the coverage team, and they stop him at the 21. The Cougars offense will have the ball first. And there he is, this senior wide receiver. He is a guy who is reliable and can be dangerous if he gets a chance.
And there was times during the week where we were texting. We have a group text for these games every single week. And we talk about different guys. And this receiver, we were like, is the tape in fast motion? Like, this dude is flying out wide. Like, this is a guy that legit has that take the top off the defense speed, elite speed. Palmer, this is a guy that defenses, and talking to the coaches, they are extremely worried about.
Yeah, the D coordinator in this game told us he just hasn't slept much this week, knowing how fast this guy is and just how he can score any given play. And they've got to do a really good job in this one communicating, understanding where he is, but making sure there is at least one safety playing deep, because you know this guy is going to get his opportunities deep down the field.
Looking for space. It's Voorhees. Here's a little room there. He's at the 30. The 10. Touchdown, Wazoo! He got a step and just dusted the field.
And that is exactly what they wanted to see. They talked about bolstering their speed at the running back spot. They said this guy could do it. And you get a good glimpse of it early in this football game. Palmer, there's one thing to talk about speed. It's another thing to talk about speed. And that guy takes off, erases some angles, and makes the big play early.
It's so true, David. There's so many really good running backs in the country that can make people miss, but when we see them get into the second level, they always get caught. This guy is a little bit different. And now if you're on defense, that's a big alert. You know, hey, if we don't tackle him, if linebackers miss him, if safeties miss him, and this guy gets in the second level, he is taking it to the house. There's a lot of pressure now in this defense to tackle.
First carry of the season for this transfer. At the 35, he's got room. He's loose on the right. They finally get to him, but what a play there to pick up the first down. The Boilermakers moving quickly to the line. Defense in press coverage. He's into the open down the middle. What a play there, and he rips off a big one all the way to the 16-yard line. Off the play fake on first down to throw. And he was trying to cash in the end zone in this red zone threat, but it's incomplete. They're dealing with a second and long. Wide receiver going in motion. They'll throw again after the incompletion. Here's a heat. He's dragged down at the 12 as they try to cash in on this red zone opportunity.
And this is the hard part about being on defense and choosing whether to be conservative or bring the blitz. They bring the blitz, he sees it, and that's what he does really well. Sees it and immediately makes a decision, gets to some green grass, and gets a positive gain for this offense.
Man, he's already got 43 yards on the ground in the first quarter. What a tremendous start to this season. He's got enough for the first down, and they roll the dice and convert to keep this drive going. The Boilermakers pounded the rock to move the sticks, now back to work. They'll give it to the transfer, first carry of the season. He works his way ever closer all the way down to the 1-yard line. Looking for just one more yard. It's second and goal. They'll run with Gibson. That is a big win for this defense as they were right there as soon as he got the ball.
This has been really good for the defense, too. It's kind of a bend-don't-break mentality, right? Really bowing up with your backs against the wall. If you can win this next third down, try to force the opponent into a field goal, that's a win.
Touchdown, Boilermakers! Fitted in the window for the score. The extra point here would tie the game.
What a fantastic route that time. If you're going to be able to throw the ball down in this area of the field where the windows close so quickly, you have got to be precise with the route running, and that's what happened right there. That's an easy connection between the QB and his target for the score.
So they'll decline the penalty, pleased with the results of that last play. He'll start the return inside his 5. Tackled and brought down right at the 20-yard line. Good coverage there. They'll operate out of split backs. Here's how the career starts. His first carry. They didn't get a push at all on that one. It'll be no gain on the play.
And just nowhere to go for that runner. He had no choice. That defense, they were bringing it up front. Everybody winning their one-on-ones, and they completely had him surrounded.
Motion from the wideout. Back to pass on second down. How about that play to get a hand in there and force the incompletion?
Well, the cornerback wasn't fooled that time. He was squatting on the out route, and because of that, he was able to transition, break on the ball, and knock it away.
Trying to move the sticks on third down through the air. Complete to the left. They corral him out of bounds. Mark it down at the 38, and this offense might have something going. Washington State going back to work on first down. They'll go to the counter. Got room to work. Got enough for the first. They bring him down, but the big play will move the sticks.
They're going to keep feeding this guy the football, guys. Over 100 yards rushing with that last carry now. We knew coming into this game today, they had to get the running game going. They had to be able to turn around, hand it off, and get positive yards and set themselves up into manageable third down situations. We've seen them at any area of the field so far in this one have success in the running game. They'll keep that up until this defense proves they can stop it.
Didn't get much on first down. It's 2nd and 9. He's got it on the right. Could not make his way to the corner.
Well, the offense is trying to get a big-time playmaker the ball out in space quickly with the wide receiver screen, but the defense is having none of it.
Now facing a 3rd and long. From the gun, wants to pass. Fires to the right. Makes a connection. Just outside the red zone as they pick up the first down. They'll spot it at the 22. The Cougars go back to work after moving the chains through the air. Oh, better look out. An explosive play in the running game as he's got the first down.
And this defense, man, they've got to find some answers. They've been less physical than the offense. They've owned the line of scrimmage. They're running the football, putting a drive together. All right, now in the red zone, field shrinking. How do they handle this situation? Bring more bodies, be more physical, be more aggressive.
Going to work in the red zone, they can't pick up the first down without getting it into the end zone. They'll go to work in the air on second down. Moving, keeping the eyes downfield. Touchdown, Cougar! And they add 6 more to the board with that trip to the house. You want to keep your offense on the field, wear down the defense, put that tape on and show it in a clinic. That's the way it's done.
And as a defense, man, there's nothing more demoralizing. You can handle it when you give up 3, but to give up the touchdown at the end of a long drive, you're already exhausted. You've already been punked the whole way down the field. Man, that's frustrating.
Not nearly as much as he'd hoped when he brought it out of the end zone. He'll be stopped at the 15. The Purdue offense heads back out to the field. This feels like one of those games you might have to answer every score, already down 14-7. And it just squirted through his hands. He wanted to take off and got too anxious.
Dude, wide open, big play opportunity. Hits him right between the numbers. You got to make that play. Those are one of those where I tap my helmet like, dude, that was me. That was all me. My bad. Give me another opportunity later on.
He puts a lot of air under it down the sideline. Intercepted. Big play stops the drive. They get him on the ground after the turnover, but there is a flag on the field, and we'll see if that will be a reprieve for this offense. You can grab, but you can't hold on. A defensive holding penalty will give this offense a first down. The offense has it 1st and 10 from their own 20. They'll give it to Jarrett Gibson. On the move at the 30. Turns it on down the left side. Past the 20. And he'll take it to the house. He got loose. Touchdown, Purdue! Extra point here will tie the game.
Man, this guy is such a weapon because he's so dangerous if he gets into the second level. Great vision, and then David shows you the speed.
Just straight wheels, erasing angles. A lot of times when you're chasing guys that are so fast like this, you're like, I got him, I got him. No, I do not. What a big, long touchdown run. Pad those stats, young fella.
Just an outstanding return there and really sets up his offense nicely. Opening play of the drive from the 39. Knocked down in the backfield, and boy, this guy's had a good day, but they finally get to him on that run. Tough way to start this drive. Now they'll try to fix it on 2nd and 15. Back to pass. Get it out on the screen. They bring him down, but a solid pickup to put them in position to pick up a first down.
Hey, man, sometimes you get the perfect play call at the perfect time. That time the defense blitzing, offensive line allowed everybody to run upfield, and they slip in the running back screen, and behind it there was nobody there to make a tackle, and this offense generates a massive play.
The offense in its own end still needing a couple of yards for the first down, but they'll stay out there and go for it on 4th. Gets the back moving. On 4th down, looking for the completion. Hauls it in. He's got enough, and they roll the dice on 4th down, and they keep the drive alive. They were willing to spin that wheel of fortune in their own territory, and it paid off.
And it came up good. I mean, I think you see the aggressiveness by these offenses now, willing to go for it in their own territory, and I like it because they got it.
Quarterback feeling that pressure, and he's knocked down at the 42. The Cougars with a long way to go after the loss on the last play. They'll go with a direct snap. They finally get a hold of him, knocking him down behind the line of scrimmage. He had been running wild. And we might as well state the obvious. 1st and 2nd down didn't work out. 3rd and very long. Making side adjustments here. Sends it back in motion. On 3rd and long, he'll need to loosen up that arm. Going to try to get it himself. At the 40, there he goes. A huge play there, and they finally get him out of bounds at the 37. Washington State ready to go with another first down. And he got 5 yards on the play, 2nd and 5 coming. As they get set to snap it, just about to reach the end of the quarter. Both teams wanted to run the football. Let's see how these two guys are doing so far. They fought to a standstill in the 1st. Let's see who gets the edge early in the 2nd. Wide receiver comes in motion. Right back to him on the ground. Looks as if that'll be enough to give Washington State a first down.
Nice job on 2nd down. Maybe you're expecting a pass, but sticking the run in there, catching them off balance a little bit, getting a big gain, getting the first down.
And he never had a chance. Just stopped cold as soon as he got it.
And when you play defensive end, it's all about getting off the football. You can tell, gets off the football really fast, gets in the backfield, gets the running back before he knows what hit him. What a play by the defensive end.
Throws to the wideout. And the incomplete pass was just too hot to handle.
Yeah, you could tell he was locked in. And plays are meant to go to certain guys, but sometimes you got to get back, you got to read the defense, and make a different decision if they play the right defense. And right there, that was one of those times.
Snags it over the middle. Picks up enough to give them 1st and 10 from the 11.
And when you start to develop a feel as a tight end that you can feel the zones and the holes, man, you start to become unstoppable. Nice job, QB on the same page.
Touchdown, Washington State. And they take it in for 6 more points. There have been miniseries, novels, movies, long-form plays that have been over in shorter period of time than that drive. That was a marathon.
And that's just so frustrating when you're a defensive guy, time and time again, trying to get the stops, and they just keep making the plays, and they punch it in for a touchdown. Demoralizing.
The Boilermakers have it back, and here comes the offense. They'll try to answer that last score with one of their own. A chance here to tie the game with a touchdown drive. Nowhere to go on that one. It'll bring up 2nd and 10. Let's take a minute and look big picture at Purdue. One of the big storylines coming into this year was the rising temperature of the coach's seat, and the process of cooling things off starts now.
All offseason, this coach has said the right things. I'm not worried about it. I'm not focused on it. I'm just worried about our team. But, David, let's be real. He's got to win games. There is an expectation at this program to win, and if he doesn't start fast this year, that hot seat's only going to get hot.
No, and then the chirping starts, and everybody's going to be talking about his job. The pressure builds, and then what happens? Sometimes you lose the locker room. So important to get off to a good start. Try to quiet some of those haters and some of those doubters.
That's a really nice job by the cornerback, playing with his eyes. He sees the running back release out of the backfield, sees him get the ball, and this guy's tough. You know, there are a lot of corners out there that would try to submarine these rig running backs, and then they get hurdled. Not this guy. Good job getting the tackle, getting him on the ground.
And the defense catches a break on that one. And this guy's not a superstar, but he's pretty dang reliable. And we talked to them about this guy. Like, he's kind of the security blanket for the quarterback. And him to drop that football doesn't happen often. You take those lucky things when you can get them.
After the 2nd down misfire, looking at a 3rd and 8. They'll send the back in motion. Gonna look downfield again. Unloads to the right. What a grab. Just beat the coverage. The defense got caught that time, and they finally get him on the ground at the 41. And the Boilermakers, after moving the sticks through the air, come to the line. Fires one high and deep. Touchdown, Boilermakers! Makes the grab inbounds. Setting up for the extra point and the tie.
Man, oh man, it doesn't get easier than that. Look at the receiver. He gets wide open. Where's the defense? Nobody around. Easy pitch, easy catch.
Here's the return from inside his 10. Tackled and brought down at the 23-yard line, so not a whole lot of room on that return. The Cougars offense takes the field to start this drive. There he goes. Brought down at the 33, but not before he gets 10. And this center downs gets started from the 33, 1st and 10. Might be calling a hot route. Gain of right at 7 yards, 2nd and 3 coming.
Coaches always harp about staying ahead of the chains, and when you can run with that type of efficiency on 1st down, man, you are doing just that.
Second down, they'll go to the air. Pressure coming. Got him downfield. And there was lots of space as he gets it to the 39-yard line. Wazoo headed to the line with another 1st down. Pushes ahead for 1. It's 2nd and 9. Just barely picked up a yard with that last completion. It's 2nd and 9. looking to fire. Still moving to his right, trying to make a big play. Couldn't find anyone open here, and he'll live to fight another play. It'll be third down.
Like the job by the defense there in coverage. They took every option away from the quarterback. He was outside of the pocket, nowhere to go with it, so they forced the incompletion throwaway.
Out of the gun, the inside handoff, looking for a crease. They'll knock him down for a loss of a couple. Washington State will have to boot it away. He ought to be able to use this first punt to pin him deep. Now on the return. He's able to pick his way for just a bit, but he'll be stopped at the 18. Good job by the punt team. The Boilermaker offense heads out to get this drive started. They tied it with a touchdown the last time they had it and trying to... And the Heat gets there, and they get him down at the 14-yard line.
Yeah, that's a great job. And listen, this quarterback's had success. He's already thrown for 2 touchdowns. We got to make him feel uncomfortable. This is still early in the game. Nice job by the defense, getting a hit on the quarterback and making him think a little bit.
Crosses the 30. He's got away. Nice pickup on the ground there, and they'll move the sticks with the first down. The Boilermakers want to move quickly.
And how about the running back, man? Rips off a big play. This offense creates some momentum, and what do? They keep their foot on the gas, right back on the football to try to keep this offense rolling.
Brought down at the 46, but he got 10 on the play. First down here for the offense. The run inside. It's Gibson. There's a crease. Just keeps moving. Good pick up there. They'll move the chains, and they're set up at the 41. A first down for the offense. Again, running right, it's Gibson. This time they stop him behind the line of scrimmage, and boy, that has been rare in this one. Now on second down. They've got him looking run, but they're going to throw it. Got rid of it just in time. Just had to get rid of that one. Good job to fight another play.
He didn't have a whole lot of time to get rid of that one. The defense was all over him right after the snap. No wonder that thing fell.
On third and long, he'll need to push it downfield. Going to take a shot. And that'll be incomplete. They certainly weren't afraid to take a shot there, and now it's fourth down. The Boilermakers will punt this one away. First punt of the day, and he'd love to lock them up close to their goal line. And he tried to pin him deep with that punt. Instead, it goes into the end zone. It'll come out to the 20. Washington State ready to get things going now as the offense takes the field. They hope to be able to cash in on this drive, David, after having to punt it last time.
Yeah, and I think this offense needs to start it with the first play. You need to be successful and productive on that first play, and it gets you in less predictable situations.
No doubt, too. Don't you just feel like there's a little bit more sense of urgency on this drive? It just feels like they've got to be able to put some points up on the board here.
The clock winds down to 2 minutes, and we will take a pause for the 2-minute timeout. Picked up 2 yards on that last one. They need 8 on second down. Back to pass. Under fire. And he's sacked. Great work there by this defense. The Boilermakers decide to call their first timeout. They'll have 2 left to work with before the half. Not exactly the ideal situation for this offense. Third and long, backed up inside their 20. He might want another play. On third and long, hoping to throw beyond the sticks. Timeout called by Purdue. It's their second. And they'll still have 1 in their pocket for what's left in this first half. Washington State sends out the punt unit. Doesn't say much for your drive when you're looking forward to the punt. So from the shadow of his goalpost, he gets the punt away. Looks it all the way in, and now turns his attention upfield. And they'll get him on the ground as the offense comes out to start the next drive. Plenty of time to work, not any time to waste as they take over here in the final 2 minutes of the half. Surged ahead for a couple there. It'll be 2nd and 8. Behind the chains now on 2nd and long. Handoff, Gibson working left. And there was nowhere to go, just stopped in his tracks in the backfield. It'll be 3rd and long. From the gun, wants to pass. Going over the top. Finds a man on the left. Touchdown, Purdue! Haul that baby in and then stroll into the end zone for the score.
And I just love the execution by this offense. Late in the half, man, you want to take the lead. You want to get that momentum on your side, and they do it. They finish it with the passing game. And I'll tell you what, keep that passing game up. You can keep this lead, keep the momentum, and keep putting up numbers.
He'll bring it back from inside his 5. He was hoping for something a little more dynamic, but they get him on the ground at the 20. They take over late in the half, enough time to put together a drive. Looking downfield on 1st down. It's incomplete, and trust me, you will not see that very often from this guy. It's 2nd down.
All right, trying to attack the middle of the field on that in route. Nice job putting his foot in the ground. He didn't telegraph where he was going. He was open. He's just got to make the catch.
That may not look like a huge run, but they'll take it as it gets them up to the 24. They're at their fastest tempo trying to get off this 3rd down play. From the gun, wants to pass. Escapes the pressure going right. He's across the 30 and out of bounds at the 31-yard line.
On the 3rd play of the drive, 3rd down, it's the scrambling ability of this quarterback that goes and picks up the 1st down. He was so calm back there. He never got flustered. Nobody open, no problem. If you give this guy 1 yard to run, he's going to tuck it and take off, and that's exactly what happened there.
Quarterback making adjustments. Back to throw, time running short in the half. Zings it complete to the right. The Cougars will use their 1st timeout here. They'll have 2 left to work with before the half. And the Cougars line up, trying to move the sticks on 3rd and short. Makes the grab. They'll get him down, but not before he crosses the 50. He's down to the 49. Clock stops momentarily for the 1st down. They'll hurry to the line. Looking to throw on 1st down. Moving out to the right. Just gets rid of the football. Nobody to throw it to. It'll be 2nd down.
A nice job by the quarterback there. You're outside the pocket. Nobody's open, so you throw the ball away knowing that you still have more chances to get this 1st down.
Just a few seconds remaining here as they try to put something up before halftime. Back to throw, and they've got to be aware of the clock. He's going to take... Oh, he's got some space. Steered out of bounds at about the 36-yard line. A big pickup, and they are threatening. Washington State going back to work on 1st down. Complete. No chance to run, but still a good gain. They get the timeout called here, and probably just enough time for one more snap to put up points before the half. And it's right down the boulevard. The lead now trimmed to 28-24. We played 2 quarters here. Time to go to Kevin Connors in our halftime update.
Guys, we welcome you into the Week 0 edition of the EA Sports College Football Update Show. And leading things off, we take a look at Miami, taking on the number 3 team, the Notre Dame Fighting Irish. And it's the home squad, looking to get the job done on the road. Right now, it's early, but they lead this season opener. Now back to your game in Pullman. What an effective job both of these teams have done running the football. Both have gone over 100 yards, and it's because both have committed to pounding the rock. Credit these coordinators with sticking to the game plan. And with that, let's send it back to the fellas on the Palouse at Martin Stadium.
Washington State ready to boot it away to start the 3rd quarter. Let's see what he can do with the return. Tackled and brought down at the 16-yard line after the return. What do they have to say coming out of halftime, Holly?
Catching up with the Purdue head coach at the half. Coach told me he is thrilled with his transfer running back. This is exactly why they brought him. They expected big things out of him, and he has shown that he is capable so far here in this game. They want to continue that momentum behind the strong running game of his first half.
Pulls it in on the left. He's loose. Past the 10. Touchdown, Boilermakers! Once he got some room, it was over.
And that's what makes this guy so dangerous. You get him the ball early, and he can do all the work after the catch. Phenomenal job in the open field. Uses the speed. It's a long touchdown. Man, it feels like an earthquake just went off here.
Yeah, and it's so nice to have that guy that you can find, and he can make all that damage after the catch. And I tell you what, as a defense, you got to respect it. You got to get more eyeballs on it and more attention to it.
I know he thinks he can house every return, but sometimes you just have to take a knee as he stopped at the 14. Keeping it on the ground inside. It's Voorhees. Defense right there to stop him in his tracks, and they get nothing on that play. They got nothing on the last play. It's 2nd and 10. From the gun, the running back tries to hit the hole. Nudges ahead for 1 out to the 16. And this offense just can't afford not to get the first down here. Already trailing big, and the clock is not their friend. Bringing the heat. He's going to run it. He'll go out of bounds at the 28-yard line, and deep in your own end, you need plays like that. Offense has it at the 28 on first down. Knocked down in the backfield, and boy, this guy's had a good day, but they finally get to him on that run. Couldn't get him blocked on that last one. Now it's 2nd and 14. After the run, now to throw. Still on his feet at the 35. He goes out of bounds, maybe a step shy of the 40. They're going to mark it at the 39, and a really nice pickup there.
You just can't say enough about this quarterback and how important his legs are to their success for this season, for this game, and really for this drive. Earlier, when he called his own number, it was a big gain. He does it again. He's got the knack of just understanding when to throw it, when to take off and run. You saw it right there.
The officials offer the deal, and the coach accepts it. They will take the penalty. Still 2nd down, but now the offense is operating behind the chains. Running inside. It's Voorhees. And he's dragged down.
Yeah, another good run. I feel like we could put that on loop, Jesse. Just another good run. Another good run. Another good run. Over 150 yards on the day. He's been the complete package, showing off all his skills today.
On 3rd and long, he's going to have to throw for it. Got his man. He'll be stopped about 2 yards short of a first down.
Well, I got to give the defense credit on that. 3rd down, they were almost anticipating.
Look at this, guys. The offense appears to be going for it from their own side of the field. They're throwing for it on 4th down. Converts on 4th down. Still going. He'll go out of bounds. They'll mark him down at the 31, and a big pickup on that one. No hesitation, no trying to baby the ball in there. He just fired it complete.
4th down, no problem. I'm just going to rip this to my wide receiver. He believed in himself. He knew he could get it, and they get the 4th down conversion.
And it slips through his fingers, incomplete. That would have been a huge gain if he could have held on. Working well behind the sticks on 2nd down. Just keep slinging it. Caught in the backfield. It's Voorhees. Third and short from the 26. Pretty easy field goal range, but they'd love to pick up the first. Firing to the right, complete. He stopped short of the sticks. They're still in field goal range if they choose to kick it here. They converted 4th down earlier on this drive, and now they'll try it again. On 4th down, they'll pass for it. Right down the middle. Big tight end makes the grab. First down, still on his feet. He's got enough, and they roll the dice on 4th down, and they keep the drive alive. The Cougars have it with a 1st and 10. He's tackled right at the 10-yard line, and they're trying to cash in on this drive. It'll be 2nd down, and remember, they can pick up a first without scoring. Quick release on the RPO. That completion will take it inside the 4, and the offense is threatening. The terrain gets rough this deep in the red zone. 3rd down, they can't pick up the first without scoring. And the quarterback caught up to and sacked at the 12. They'll try to get something out of this drive and kick the field goal here on 4th down. Just drives it between the uprights. That'll make it a 1-possession game. The lead is 8.
Man, so many more times we're going to say, go for it, be aggressive. Nice to have a guy you can depend on, and you know you're putting 3 on the board. Nice kick, nice job.
And the returner will be knocked down. Purdue will start this drive as the offense looks ready to go. A quick strike touchdown up top the last time they had it, Jesse. They'd love to do it again.
No doubt. They've got so many playmakers on the perimeter, David. Just find a way to get these guys the ball in space.
And you already started, man. Making that big play, opening up this offense. This quarterback is feeling good about himself. I wouldn't be surprised if they give it right back to him.
Off the RPO, complete. There to make the tackle, but the big throw is good enough to give them a 1st down. Passing game kept this drive moving. Let's see if they try it again. Finds the tight end. And he was knocked down immediately. Very short pickup on that one. Picked up 5 on that last pass play. Now it's 2nd and 5. Motion from the back. And the defense gets home and makes a play at the 37-yard line. The defense coming up big there, and the sack is great, but the secondary deserves some credit too.
No doubt. When you can cover like that in the secondary and drop back in your zone and only rush a few, and you feel comfortable getting home, and they're going to get to the quarterback, that is a great feeling, and it's fun to be a defensive coordinator calling the plays.
He took a hit as he threw it and couldn't deliver the football. It's incomplete, and 4th down's coming. Punt is on its way. And the punt will hit at the 7, and they can't corral it. It goes into the end zone. It'll come out to the 20. Here comes the Wazoo offense onto the field again. Look out, he's got room. Got enough for the 1st. Turning it on. Bust through behind his pad. And they get him out of bounds after an explosive run, just chewing up yardage along the way. That last big play has them in position to threaten here. 1st and 10 from the 37. Might be changing the route. Looking to throw on 1st down. Unloads to the wideout. It's picked off, and they ruin the drive with a turnover. And they'll close in on him after a good return on the interception. Corners right up on that line of scrimmage. Back in motion, try to clear the picture. The defense wouldn't let him loose, and even though it's a completion, they lost yardage.
I like the decision by the quarterback there. I mean, you'd like to think your receiver in space can make a linebacker miss, but that's just a better job tackling by the defense.
2nd down, he'll throw it. Finds his man. And they get to him and knock him down to prevent a bigger gain. Just shy of midfield at the 47. The defense needs a 3rd down stop. Oh, the sweet spin, and he's free. He's out of bounds, but not before picking up enough for the 1st down. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. Out of the gun, they'll run it with Gibson. They make the stop at the 37, but not before he's got 10 yards and the 1st down.
Really nice run there, and you've seen him do this a time and time again in this game so far. You've got the lead. We're way late in the 3rd quarter now. Not going to surprise me if they just keep leaning on this guy a little bit. Keep force-feeding him the football because he's looking really good.
After the productive first down play, it's 2nd and 6. The run inside. It's Gibson. Stop behind the line of scrimmage, and that is a rare sight for this defense today against this guy. They've got to come up with a big play on this 3rd and long. They got him, and down he goes, and what a huge sack that might have knocked him out of field goal range. The Boilermakers will try to pin them back with the punt. Let's see if he can help the coverage team out with this one. The punt goes out of bounds, and a nice job to get them backed up. I think they'll spot it right around the 15. First snap of this drive will come from inside the 15 at their own 14-yard line. They'll start this drive going to the air. That's caught. It's Freeman. He's brought down quickly. Minimal gain there, still a bit short of the first down. The Cougars in a good spot here with 2nd and short. They're going back to the ground. And he didn't find a whole lot of running room, and that'll be the final play of the 3rd quarter. So we open the final period with a 3rd down play. To the ground to try to move the chains. He'll be stopped short. It'll bring up 4th down as this defense makes a play. Trying to do it on the ground. They stop him short of the marker, and they'll turn it over on downs. First down here in what has been a highly entertaining Week 0 game. What a welcome to college football for this season. Keeping it on the ground inside. It's Gibson. They didn't get a push at all on that one. It'll be no gain on the play.
And when you're down later in the football game, you got to start taking some chances. And that was a beautiful run blitz. Great job playing the probability, understanding it might be a run to run some clock. And they guess right, and they make a big play for this defense.
3rd play of the drive, and they need to take advantage of this field position by making something happen on 3rd and long. A little misdirection and the handoff on the counter. And they'll stop him about 5 yards short of the first. Now on 4th down and 5, they'll try to move the chains. He'll try to throw and pick up the first down. Buys a little time. They got him. It's a sack, and what a stop for this defense to turn it over on downs. Leaves it with the back. Nowhere to go on that one. It'll bring up 2nd and 10.
Linebackers in today's football, obviously, guys have gotten smaller. They got to play in space more, cover fast guys out on the perimeter. But how about this linebacker coming downhill and making a physical tackle in the hole?
And they pick up just a few on that completion.
And quarterback dropping back, understanding I'm getting zone coverage. All I got to do is be a little bit patient, manipulate that defense a little bit. My wide receiver runs that drag, and I get the first down.
On 3rd down, he'll try to pick it up through the air. He's got him wide open. Knocked out of bounds at the 46 after the good pickup on that one.
Well, look, that wasn't a touchdown, but that was a massive play for this offense. They needed some momentum. They needed to find a rhythm, and what better way than converting on 3rd down. Awesome job by the quarterback getting through his progression.
And they'll shove him out of bounds after the short gain.
Complete some of these hitch throws early, you're setting up the hitch and go. Later on, you can pump fake that, and then the receiver can pirouette right up the sideline. That might be a home run play for the offense.
They're working that left side, and he'll be marked down, but he's got enough to move the chains. Washington State has it all working right now. Looking to throw again. Rolling to the right, trying to make something happen. Got his man downfield. He'll be pulled down inside the 10 at the 8-yard line as they play a little pitch, catch, and run. And the offense knows the task ahead. They're down 8. It's 1st and goal. They need a touchdown and the 2. He's brought down at the 6, but the defense feeling the heat to make a stop here. They keep pushing forward now, back to work. Beck's going for the goal line. And he's in. Touchdown, Washington State.
And This running back is so dangerous down close to the end zone. He's got wiggle, he's got great vision and burst, and he showed all of those attributes right there.
What a big play by this defense. You give up the touchdown. You don't get discouraged. You bow up, tight coverage on the two-point conversion, and now, more importantly, you still have the lead late in this football game.
And he takes this from inside the 5. He'll be stopped short of the 20-yard line on the return. They'll mark him at the 19. The Purdue offense heads back out to the field. That last touchdown drive tightened this one up, and we'll see what these guys can do coming. Breaks into the open. They stay aggressive and push their way out to the 33, and it's first down.
And this offense has really done a nice job on the ground. Like, the ground game has been solid, man. Nice job opening holes, running the football. They've been consistent with the run. And as this game creeps along, right, if they can continue to do this with the lead, this is going to be a game that they're going to have in hand.
Plenty of work to do here on 2nd and long. Looking to fire. Throwing right. Can't make the grab. Quarterback just missed him a little bit.
And you see those balls in practice sometimes. They're just off the mark. And you don't know how to control it. You don't know what goes wrong. But sometimes QBs miss, and it's an incompletion.
Here's the pressure. And down he goes. The defense bringing the heat. Oh, man, they've already lost one quarterback today. Now the backup comes in and has to take a shot.
Man, I might think about protecting my QB a little better. I already lost one. Now your second guy gets hit, and you got to keep this guy healthy. You got to keep him upright. You got to protect your quarterback, man.
Slips through the line. Can they catch him? They were playing with fire on that return, and he got loose for a good return of better than 30 yards. Washington State has it back, and they'll send the offense onto the field. Now on the counter. He's knocked down behind the line of scrimmage again, and this just hasn't been his day. Nowhere to run. After getting knocked back to open this drive, it's 2nd and 12. It's complete to the left. And the defense settled in to stop that one for a short gain.
And, man, you got to love that from your corner. Willing to pull the trigger right away. Obviously, the running back slips out of the backfield. They throw him the football, but he doesn't waste any time. He doesn't hesitate, pulls the trigger, runs at him, makes the nice tackle, and gets the stop.
On 3rd down, he drops to throw. Snagged out of the air. He'll come through on 3rd downs. He's got enough, and they'll mark it at the 23.
When you're a playmaker like this guy is, your coaches are going to dial up plays intended for you, especially on 3rd down. That's what you saw in that last play. There was no question where the quarterback was going with that football. All week long, they decided on the biggest downs of this game, we're going to target our best player, and we're going to make sure that he gets looks. It doesn't matter what the coverage is. You saw it right there on that play.
We've reached the 2-minute timeout, and time is of the essence for this offense to get things done. And, guys, that completion might have helped the old confidence, but it didn't help the down and distance. 2nd and 10 here. He's wrestled to the ground right at the 15-yard line, and a big red zone opportunity here. And the Cougars are at the line looking to convert on 3rd and short. He gets nothing. Nowhere to go, and it'll be 4th down. The Boilermakers decide to call their first timeout. Gives him a little time to dig deep in the play sheet and figure out what to do on 4th down. When you're trying to protect the lead, you just simply cannot have a personal foul penalty at this stage in the game. From the gun, the running back looking for room. He's got it down to the 1-yard line right on the doorstep of Pater. Timeout called by Purdue. It's their 2nd. And now what will they come up with on this 2nd down play? Running play to the left, looking for the end zone here. That is a big win for this defense as they were right there as soon as he got the ball.
And we're seeing a bit of the bend-don't-break attitude by the defense now. Obviously, they've given up some plays to allow the offense to get down in this situation. But with their backs against the wall, this is the best we've seen this defense play. They're having none of this running game down on the goal line.
I think the run defense, a lot of times late in the game, you always wonder how well it'll hold up. Nice job on this play by this defense, getting in and getting the running back on the ground.
Looks as if they didn't get it off in time. It'll be a delay of game. So frustrating to see an offense lose track of the play clock and pick up a penalty like that. This kicker is going to need nerves of steel on this one. Smashes in between the uprights. They're celebrating on the sideline after taking the lead, but still time on the clock. Not going to give him a chance to make a play as they boot that thing through the end zone. Got to move quickly here. They need to get it to field goal range. To the air on first down. Pocket breaking down. Trying to buy time. They get him on the ground. Didn't see anything downfield, but made a little something out of it. He's trying to get them set quickly. They have to get the ball into field goal range. Last chance coming up. Rushes on him. Can't make the connection. Incomplete pass, and 1 second remains.
And, man, this is a tough spot to be in as this offense. And the defense is so deep, and you wonder if that's why they threw the ball underneath. But, golly, with the clock where it is, you have to.
He lost one down the sideline. Makes a deep grab. And that will be the final play as the clock strikes 0 here. The old coaching cliche, go play or no every week. And for the first week, they get it done.
Great start to the season. That's what you want. You want to come out, find a way to win. Was it perfect? Absolutely not. You're going to find things